We apologize for that break in transmission. Federal government charges security agencies to root out foreign collaborators. In business, OPEC countries to hike oil production in June. On the foreign scene, Trump posts spoof pictures dressed as Pope. And in sports, Boniface emerges as Juve's Osimhen Plan B. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to the News Prime on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Queen Agaba. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365, on Star Times channel 276, and free to air on NigeComSat. You can also download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. President Bola Tinubu has urged Nigerian security agencies to eliminate terrorists and their foreign collaborators to end the prevailing security challenges bedeviling the country. He gave the charge while addressing military and other security personnel at the Umaru Musa Yar'Adua International Airport, Katsina State. Kikelomo Okere has details. Well, we'll bring you that report subsequently. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has urged governors nationwide to prioritize impactful governance that directly benefits their citizens. The president, who stated this during his two-day visit to Katsina State, emphasized that true leadership is measured by visible positive outcomes in people's lives. Sharon Ajay completes the story.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu encouraged unity and cooperation among all levels of government, stating that the time for politics is over and that collective action is essential for building a stronger Nigeria. The president identified hunger and poverty as the most significant threat to national peace, reaffirming his administration's commitment to steering the economy towards food security and sustainable agricultural development.
The Federal Foundation, the economy at a difficult moment is sailing in the right trajectory. Today, what we are commissioning is effort to banish hunger.
The president commended Governor Rather for notable progress in agriculture, health care, education and infrastructure, called on all governors to intensify their focus on agricultural development. He announced plans to revive and reposition the Bank of Agriculture to better serve farmers and boost agricultural output.
We will recapitalize the bank and make small funding, large, medium-scale funding available to our agricultural enterprises.
Katsina State Governor Diko Umar Rather explained that the new mechanization center will serve for all 34 local councils in Katsina, with 400 tractors procured through a federal intervention fund of 25 billion naira. The president commissioned some projects executed by the Governor Diko Umar Rather administration. The commissioning ceremony was attended by governors from Borno, Benue, Kaduna, Kwara and Jigawa states, as well as former governors, ministers and other dignitaries. Sharon Ajay reporting for Global TV News.
President Bola Tinubu has urged Nigerian security agencies to eliminate terrorists and their foreign collaborators to end the prevailing security challenges bedeviling the country. He gave the charge while addressing military and other security personnel at the Umaru Musa Yar'Adua International Airport, Katsina State. Kikelomo Okere has details.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is in Katsina State on a two-day working visit, directed the men and women in uniform to eliminate all terrorists and their foreign collaborators who have been terrorizing the northwest and other regions of the country without delay. He explained that Nigeria under his leadership will not bow to the treachery of terrorists and their foreign collaborators, but will work assiduously to eliminate nation's enemies.
You are the shield of Nigeria, the brave sons and daughters who stand between our people and the forces of terror. Every inch of ground you hold. Every terrorist you neutralize and every community you secure is a victory for justice, freedom, and the future of our children.
He says the nefarious activities of bandits and insurgents have gone on for too long in the country and must be tackled by all security agencies to ensure peace and stability of the country.
The fight you are waging here in Katsina and all over the country, it's not just a battle for territory, it is a battle for the soul of Nigeria. Your resilience, your courage in the face of danger inspires the entire nation. Your sacrifices do not go unnoticed.
He added that the federal government will complete the 284-kilometer Kano, Jigawa, Katsina, Marandi rail line in 2026 to promote international trade and boost commerce along the trade corridor. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
The House of Representatives Committee on Public Petitions has summoned Governor Hyacinth Alia and Dauda Lawal of Benue and Zamfara states, respectively, as well as their respective state assemblies, to appear before it on Thursday, May 8. The summon was in connection to the rising insecurity in the state, which prompted a civil rights organization, Guardians of Democracy and Rule of Law, to petition the Green Chamber. The summon was contained in a statement issued by the head of media,
Do you know that global television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world?
Download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to watch global television real-time from around the world. What are you waiting for?
start downloading and stay connected to global television.
Do you know that global television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world?
Download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to watch global television real-time from around the world. What are you waiting for?
Start downloading and stay connected to global television. Many thanks for staying with us. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has condemned the action of a group of women loyal to suspended Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara over their walkout on the First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, during an empowerment program in Port Harcourt, the state capital. The minister described the incident as a show of shame and an embarrassment to the people of Rivers State. The women, led by some sacked local government vice chairmen loyal to Governor Fubara, walked out of the venue after allegedly being sidelined and replaced on the program list by loyalists of Wike. The event, held at the EUI Center in GRA Port Harcourt, was organized under the Renewed Hope Initiative and aimed to empower 500 women across the state. Wike, who is currently in China on official engagements, issued a statement through his senior special assistant on public communication and social media, Lere Olayinka. He described the walkout as a direct insult to the offices of the President and First Lady and offered an unreserved apology to President Bola Tinubu and his wife on behalf of the people of Rivers State. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has arrested the recently sacked managing directors and some top officials of the Port Harcourt Refining Company, Warri Refining and Petrochemical Company, and Kaduna Refining and Petrochemical Company. The officials were arrested over alleged mismanagement of funds earmarked for the rehabilitation of the facilities. Security operatives surrounded the official residence of the Galadima of Kano following the controversial emergence of two individuals claiming the revered traditional title. The turbaning of the two individuals followed the recent passing of the former Galadima Kano, Alhaji Abbas Sanusi, creating a vacuum which both factions sought to fill. The Kano Emirate has been plunged into a leadership crisis following the controversial reinstatement of Muhammadu Sanusi as the emir by the state government 4 years after his removal from the throne. No fewer than 70 persons have lost their lives, with several others injured following suspected Headers attacks in various community areas of Benue State. In this special report, Felicity Ndere looked at the various on-the-spot visits of government officials to these areas to ascertain the level of devastation and the federal government interventions in the worsening insecurity in the state.
Governor of Benue State, Hisense Alia, has urged citizens to remain law-abiding amidst the insecurity attacks in the state. Visiting some parts of Gwe East following the destruction of some areas by some youth for on-the-spot assessment, the Executive Secretary Sema has this to say.
The youths or people of this area who mobilize to attack the traditional stool of their people. It's sacrilege. It's very bad. It's unthinkable.
Some residents say, with the current measures put by the present administration, relative peace will return to the state and the displaced persons will be returned to their ancestral homes.
I can assure you that steps will be taken to address this problem. There are many things that we have had, private briefing, and of course from the traditional rulers, that will require reinvigorated effort to address the problems.
The governor of Benue State, Hisense Alia, has urged citizens to remain law-abiding amidst the insecurity attacks in the state.
Please, my dear people, don't take any laws into your hands. I've listened to you. I will get back. I will still come back to meet with you and to see you. Let's be very, very lawful. If anything disturbs you, I'm here for you and for your services.
For years, communities in Benue State have endured continuous attacks by armed men suspected to be Fulani herders, leading to the numerous deaths and displacement of thousands. Over 60% of the state's inland waterways are frequently used by the attackers as escape routes into neighboring states and even Cameroon. Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala stated that the newly approved Naval Command will serve as a strategic base for full operational deployment along the riverine areas.
Looking at Benue State and its strategic location, covering the vast expanse of the River Benue, we have a great role to play in this regard. The Nigerian Navy, being the principal maritime force for this nation, is charged with the protection of the nation's territorial integrity and sovereignty, particularly in the maritime domain.
Governor Hyacinthe earlier described the Naval Command in North Bank, Makurdi, as a vital step towards tackling security challenges in the state.
Our waterways in the state are quite vast and long, but unfortunately unguarded. And the number of attacks we've experienced came through the waterways. Little or no powers to trust.
The chief of naval staff was later accompanied by the governor to the 179 hectares of land allocated for the base.
And I believe that the issue of insecurity, by the time we are here, of course, most of this insecurity come from the waterways. And of course, you can see the waterway just over there. If they know that we are here and we are operating from here, I think that they will not have the freedom of movement and the freedom of maneuver which they seem to have for some time now.
First thing, you have a land, you secure it. And then you stem all the arguers and those who want to come in and create some problems out. So I'm happy that a lot of perimeter fencing is already done. I want to think that over 50-60% of it is already achieved.
Benue State, as the food basket of the nation, plays a vital role in Nigeria's food security framework. With this, the Nigerian Navy, in collaboration with other security agencies, has pledged to help restore peace, improve livelihoods, and stimulate the local economy.
The Director General of the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention, Dr. Jide Idris, says the country has recorded 832 confirmed cases of Lassa fever and monkeypox between January and April. Idris, who made this known at the National Health Security Press Briefing in Abuja, noted that the country also recorded 135 deaths from the diseases in 2025. Global Television brings you details. Director General of the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention, Dr. Jide Idris, reported that Nigeria has recorded over 4,200 suspected Lassa fever cases, with 696 confirmed infections and 132 deaths, resulting in a 19% fatality rate. While cases have dropped in recent weeks, Dr. Idris warned that the risk remains high in some areas.
Nigeria has recorded a steady decline in confirmed Lassa fever cases, from 41 cases down to 10 in the Epi Week 17, that is the week ending 27th of April 2025.
Speaking on Mpox, Dr. Idris says there has been 723 suspected cases and 136 confirmed across 27 states and the FCT, with 3 deaths so far, adding that most cases are in the south and central regions, cutting across students, traders, civil servants, and healthcare workers. Dr. Idris also reported a steady decline in cerebrospinal meningitis cases over the past 3 weeks, citing improved surveillance, vaccination, and treatment efforts.
On Mpox, since the beginning of 2025, Nigeria has continued, unfortunately, to monitor and respond to Mpox outbreaks across the country through coordinated national surveillance efforts. From week 1 to week 16 of 2025, a total of 723 suspected cases of Mpox were reported across 35 states and the Federal Capital Territory. Of these, 136 cases were laboratory confirmed, spanning 27 states and FCT.
To curb these outbreaks, he says the NCDC has activated emergency response centers, deployed rapid response teams, stocked essential medicines and protective gear, and expanded lab testing in key states. He says the agency remains steadfast in its mandate to protect public health by providing timely, transparent, and accurate health information. For Global Television, Queen Agaba reporting. In business, 8 organizations of the petroleum exporting countries member announced a sharp increase in oil production for the month of June, at the risk of driving down already very low prices. Saudi Arabia, along with Russia and 6 other members of the oil cartel, will implement a production adjustment of 411,000 barrels a day out of the ground as in May, according to an OPEC statement, whereas the initial plan called for an increase of just 137,000 barrels, numbering a total of 22 countries, most of which are highly dependent on oil. The group had until recently been exploiting supply scarcity to boost prices, holding millions of barrels in reserve. Meanwhile, the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission says that WhatsApp claims that it may be forced to exit Nigeria due to the FCCPC's recent order appears to be a calculated move aimed at inducing negative public reaction and potentially pressuring the Commission to reconsider its decision. The FCCPC had investigated Meta Platforms and WhatsApp for allegedly violating the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Act and the Nigerian Data Protection Regulation. These infringements include denying Nigerians the rights to control their personal data, transferring and sharing Nigerian user data without authorization, discriminating against Nigerian users compared to users in other jurisdictions, and abusing their dominant market position by forcing unfair privacy policies. Meta had been fined for similar breaches in Texas and only recently was asked to pay $1.3 billion for violating EU data privacy rules. On the foreign scene, U.S. President Donald Trump has posted a spoof picture of himself dressed as the Pope on his Truth Social platform after joking that he would like to be the next Catholic pontiff. The president is seen in what appears to be an AI-generated color image with his right index finger pointed towards the sky, wearing papal regalia, including white robes, a gold crucifix pendant, and the Mataya hat. It comes after Trump joked to reporters this week that he would like to be the next pope, just days before cardinals are due to start the conclave to elect the successor of Pope Francis, who died on April 21st. In sports, Atlante forward Ademola Lookman is poised for a high-profile summer transfer, with Spanish giant Atletico Madrid now among the clubs vying for his signature. Despite having a contract with Atlanta that runs until June 2027, the Nigerian international is expected to depart Bergamo at the end of the season. As Global Television News Prime comes to an end, here's a recap of our top stories. President Bola Tinubu has urged Nigerian security agencies to eliminate terrorists and their foreign collaborators to end the prevailing security challenges bedeviling the country. In business, 8 organizations of the petroleum exporting countries announced a sharp increase in oil production for the month of June at the risk of driving down already very low prices. On the foreign scene, U.S. President Donald Trump has posted a spoof picture of himself dressed as the Pope on his Truth social media platform. And in sports, we told you that Boniface emerges as Jules Osimhen Plan B. And that's it on Global TV News Prime. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365, on Star Times channel 276, and free to air on Nigecomsat. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG, and other handles are showing on your screen. You can also download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. I am Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching and see you again.